three, four.
Hi guys, so good morning, welcome back to my magical world. I am Frostbite, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. What I do here is that I read for you like books, anything under the sun. Uh, my life, like sometimes I do updates here. I think it's every day. So currently it's 4:37 in the afternoon, and today is April 17th, 2023. I believe I'm going outside again. So I'm just saying I'll be moving places since today. So I'll be out there again. Okay? So it's unexpected. But it's okay. It's okay. Well, I'll be here for you, of course. You are the only constant thing that I wanted in my life. So listen guys, okay? So let's start now. We are on pages 15 and 16. We are reading this slowly cause for you to understand and for you to absorb, because I already read this book. Okay? So the murder rate held steady at about 1000% above that in other industrialized countries like Canada, Norway, or France. In roughly the same period, the rate of divorce rose by about 400% from 31 per 1,000 married couples in 1950 to 121 in 1984. So that is why nowadays I think a lot of people don't want to get married. So yeah, I think most women nowadays like just wanted to have a child but not really into um marriage. So something like that, guys. So as I've told you, things are changing, the laws are changing, and but I still hope for the forever. But at the back of our heads, we still hope for the forever thing. But it is what it is. So during those 25 years, venereal disease more than tripled. In 1960, there was 259,000 cases of gonorrhea. By 1984, there were almost 900,000. We still have no clear idea what tragic price the latest scourge, the AIDS epidemic, will claim before it's over. So if I were you guys, like I'm really going to take care of myself, because if you got those diseases, you are fucked up, right? So don't really meddle onto those things. It will lower your vibration, and um, if it's not really meaningful, so don't, just don't, okay? So the 3 to 4 fold increase in social pathology over the last generation holds true in an astonishing number of areas. For instance, in 1955, there were 1,700,000 instances of clinical intervention involving mental patients across the country. By 1975, the number had climbed to 6,400,000. Perhaps not coincidentally, similarly figures illustrate the increase in our national paranoia. During the decade from 1975 to 1985, the budget authorized to the Department of Defense climbed from 87.9 billion dollars a year to 284.7 billion dollars. More than a threefold increase. It is true that the budget of the Department of Education also tripled in the same period, but in 1985, this amounted to only 17.4 billion dollars. Dollars. So, at least as far as the allocation of resources is concerned, the sword is about 16 times mightier than the pen. This is like more of like numbers, guys. I don't like this. So, the future does not look much rosier. Today's teenager shows that the symptoms of the malaise that ails their elders, sometimes in an even more virulent form. Fewer young people now grow up in families where both parents are present to share the responsibilities involved in bringing up children. In 1960, only 1 in 10 adolescents was living in a one-parent family. By 1980, the proportion had doubled, and by 1990, it is expected to triple. In 1982, there were over 80,000 juvenile juveniles, average age 15 years, committed to various jails. The statistics on drug use, venereal disease, disappearance from home, and unwed pregnancy are all grim, yet probably quite short of the mark. Between 1950 and 1980, teenage suicides increased by about 300%, especially among white young men. From the more affluent classes, of the 29,253 suicides reported in 1985, 1,339 were white boys in the 15 to 19 age range. 4 times fewer white girls at the same age killed themselves, and 10 times fewer black boys. So, last but not least, the level of knowledge in the population seems to be declining everywhere. For instance, the average math score on the SAT test was 466 in 1967. In 1984, it was 426. A similar decrease has been noted in the verbal scores. In the dirge-like statistics could go on and on. Why is that? Despite having achieved previously undreamt of miracles of progress, we seem more helpless in facing life than our less privileged ancestors were. So that is really, this is like to remind you guys that really, if you met someone like a good teacher, any teacher, guys, of any subjects or mentors, you really have to appreciate them, because it's really hard to teach, diba? As simple as like this, I'm reading for you, it's not easy. That's why you really have to like to sometimes, just give to them like gift, something to make their day better, so something like that, guys. Because it's not really easy, especially if you live here in the Philippines, where education is like um they don't put budgets on a lot on education, because they want the masses to be dumb. It's really correct. Like, I'm really frank right now, it's like that, okay? So they don't want students to have that, you really, because it's a building thing, the confidence, the self-esteem, uh, uh your how you approach life, so things of like that. Sports also, it's the same thing. So the answer seems clear. While humankind collectively has increased its material powers a thousandfold, it does not advance very far in terms of improving the context of experience. So there's a subtitle here: Reclaiming Experience. There's no way out of this predicament except for an individual to take things on hand personally. If values and institutions no longer provide a supportive a framework as they once did, each person must use whatever tools are available to carve out a meaningful, enjoyable life. Wait lang, maingay. Wait. I don't know where I ended up, but let's continue. Whatever tools are available to carve out a meaningful, enjoyable life. One of the most important tools in this quest is provided by psychology. Up to now, the main contribution of this fledgling science has been to discover how past events shed light on on present behavior. It has made us aware that adult irrationality is often the result of childhood frustrations. But there is another way that the discipline of psychology can be put to use. It is helping answer the question, given that we are who we are, with whatever hang-ups and repressions, what can we do to improve our future? We're not yet done, guys, okay? So be really patient. So go get something to drink. You can have juice or um, shake, right? It's gonna be a good thing for you. always eat healthy pala. Just to remind you guys, because I'm pretty sure that no one is reminding you except me. You are special. So, to overcome the anxieties and depressions of contemporary life, individuals must become independent of the social environment to the degree that they no longer respond exclusively in terms of its rewards and punishments. To achieve such autonomy, a person has to learn to provide rewards to himself, to herself. She has to develop the ability to find enjoyment and purpose regardless of experience. Let us continue, guys. So I don't know what is wrong with my phone. It's dimming, it's brightening. So let's just, it is what it is, okay? So this challenge is both easier and more difficult than it sounds. Easier because the ability to do so is to entirely within each person's hands. Difficult difficult because it requires a discipline and perseverance that are relatively rare in any era and perhaps especially in the present. So, wait lang a second because it's so loud. So, to continue guys, and before all, sorry guys, I'm a bit agitated right now because I've been, it wasn't like unexpected and I'll be moving into another location again. So, I don't know what, I'm just, mentally tired and physically tired. So, bear with me with your, finish my video. So, and before all else, achieving control over experience requires a drastic change in attitude about what is important and what is not. We grow up believing that what counts most in our lives is that which will occur in the future. Parents teach children that if they learn. So, teachers assure pupils that the boarding classes will benefit them later when the students are going to be looking for jobs. So, the company vice president tells junior employees to have patience and work hard because one of these days they will be promoted to the executive ranks. At the end of the long struggle for advancement, the golden years of retirement beckon. We are always getting to live, as Ralph Waldo Emerson used to say, but never living. Or as poor Frances learned in the children's story, it is always bread and jam tomorrow, never bread and jam today. We're done, guys. Okay, so I hope you like it. I told you, some of it are like boring, some of it are like useful. So I'm just recreating stuff here, like to deliver you the correct, the takeaways of this book. And it's okay with it, like it's not naman long, right? You give me your 20 minutes a day or like 15 minutes, or I don't know, guys. So it's up to you, okay? But you really have to subscribe now because just because you need to learn, okay? You need this knowledge because I'm sure that your parents are not doing that for you. No one is encouraging you. That's why I am existing right now. Okay, um we're done na, guys. Um uh, I'll be going somewhere, okay? So my mother is looking for me. My friend. So yeah, um thank you guys for listening, and thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. I appreciate your presence here in my channel, and I will see you again tomorrow, but on a different location as promised. So it is unexpected. I'm also annoyed, but let's go. Let's just go there. So I will see you again, and have a wonderful day or have a wonderful life. Bye.